Agent K, Driver, Julian, Dean, Dan, Noah, Luke, Sebastian. What do all of those have in common? Yeah, they are all literally me. That's right, literally me. But recently something has changed. Recently I haven't been the same. I'm not literally 6. I'm not literally Ken. I'm not literally Colt Seavers. I've changed. For those of you who sleep under a rock, in the past year or so, a really popular meme arrived on the internet. It is obviously the so-called literally me meme, in which people would just post clips of actors and mostly movie characters doing and acting in a really relatable way, adding the tag and the caption of literally me, or something like me talking to women, or like whoa, he's literally me. Anyways, in case you want to know more about this type of characters, Do Cinema has a really great video covering it. So basically, in those memes, Ryan Gosling is pretty much the GOAT. He's in almost every single one of those, as he did many relatable and many melancholic roles throughout his career. And many people would just post, I'm literally Ryan Gosling. Truth is, that's kinda weird because I am literally Ryan Gosling and not them, but whatever. Anyways, but recently something has changed. In the past few days, in a talk with the Wall Street Journal, Ryan Gosling said he wouldn't pick up any of these dark and psychologically twisted roles anymore. He said, and I quote, I don't really take roles that are going to put me in some kind of dark place. This moment is what I feel like trying to read the room at home and feel like what is going to be best for all of us. The decisions I make them with Ava, referring to his wife Ava Mendes, and we make them with our family in mind first. So yeah, basically that means no more Driver, no more Agent K, no more Half Nelson. Truth is, this is probably for his best. Putting his family in priority is actually incredibly considerate of him to do, and it's probably the best way to move forward. As Aristotle says and thinks in his work on virtue ethics, and I quote, the family is the association established by nature for the supply of men's everyday wants. And, being so, family is just more important than these career moments for Ryan. And that's absolutely correct. And honestly, he's amazing in these less psychologically affected and lighter roles as well. He's great in Barbie, although I didn't really like the movie. He's amazing in The Fall Guy, which I actually loved. And he's fucking awesome in movies like The Nice Guys and Crazy Stupid Love 2. Some could say La La Land is also not psychologically twisted, and actually probably isn't, but nonetheless, Sebastian is still me, so yeah. Anyway, so after deciding to not get into these darker roles and mostly depressed characters, I started to feel I'm no longer literally him. Keep in mind, I'm definitely not a dark person, nor a depressed guy, but these characters were just so interesting and fit into the literally me category so well, I just couldn't stop loving them. And so couldn't the entire internet. But now I feel like these newer characters are no longer literally us. They are fun, really well acted, and nicely crafted characters, but they are not literally us. And to be fair, although that makes me sad, as I really appreciated and really liked all of these darker characters, this change makes sense. Ryan is, as a lot of other actors describe him, a comedic genius, and it makes sense for him to do these funnier roles where he can express that quality of his. Although I believe his portrayal of Driver and Agent K is pure cinema, Colt Seavers is really great too. And before you guys comment this, as I'm sure you will, I know people nowadays still make the memes, me going into the cinema to watch The Fall Guy and change my personality to Colt Seavers for 6 months. But it's really not the same. It's not these gloomy and intriguingly different characters with deep meanings behind them. It's nothing peculiar anymore. Nowadays it's just pretty cool. So after saying this, although it makes me sad to admit, I'm no longer literally Ryan Gosling. I mean, I'm literally the previous Ryan Gosling, but I'm no longer the present Ryan Gosling. I am literally Driver, I am literally Agent K, but I'm not literally Ken, so yeah, sorry Barbie, I guess. So yeah, to sum up, I wanted to add a final reflection on this change and its impact. Just as Ryan Gosling has evolved from the literally me roles of the past, in order to embrace and prioritize his personal life and family, we too The audience and the fans are constantly evolving, shedding old identities to make way for new ones. Perhaps in bidding farewell to literally Ryan Gosling, we get reminded that change and evolution is not just a characteristic of Hollywood actors and stars, but actually a fundamental aspect of the human experience and nature. In contrast with AIs and bots, for example, we humans change throughout time, aiming to do what's best for us. And with this in mind, maybe we ourselves will be evolving from I am literally K to something like I am literally Ken or I am literally Colt Seavers. Maybe we will, as Ryan is, move on from these darker roles and in the next few years go into the cheerful ones instead. And if so happens, we shall not be sad that we're moving on. After all, it is, at the end of the day, human to do so.